Yeah, I would like to talk about the Superman trailer because it's badass. It's badass.
It should have been more dark.
No more
Like
dark.
it should have had a lot of shadows and
Well, they should have just turned up saturation just to where it's just damn near black and white.
like
Mm.
Some
honestly,
Zack Snyder shit.
if they would have just done that to like the Superman costume in this, I bet you all those Snyder fanboys would just shut up and be like, the suit doesn't look that baggy if the saturations has
Yeah.
changed.
Dude, it made me warm and fuzzy whenever I saw Superman laying on the ground, beaten to shit, and you just see Crypto just going through the snow, and then he just says, "Crypto, home, home." That made me feel warm and fuzzy. I was like, "Fuck, this is what Superman's about. Let's go."
It makes me feel warm and fuzzy just you recounting it because God, it just went so hard. Like, see, I don't know why. That is just like seeing his face pop into frame. Just like you said, just instantly made me like, oh. And we kind of talked about it a little bit in our chat, but it really does, just from the little glimpse that we do see, seem like that the public is kind of, it's like really a split divide
Hmm.
as far as the common folk being against Superman, and then like the oppressed, like those in actual need, like that kid that was like holding up the flag
Yeah.
and like the middle of that like war zone. That went
That
incredibly hard as
that was
well.
my warm fuzzy moment.
Yeah.
It it's so cool to see that this trailer it just like everyone needs hope, and that is what Superman is. Like even like him hurrying, like speeding to the little girl that was like in the way of all that stuff. The whole
Yeah.
trailer was so nice. Like it really shows like what Superman is supposed to be, like somebody that's supposed to be there for you and give you hope. And what James Gunn said, that it is straight into the action, straight into like a story point. So, th- heroes are already a thing. People, it's just a part of everybody's world. It's not like some new coming thing to kind of like how I guess Zack Snyder did. Like Superman came, they're kind of new to him. I really like the whole thing. Even seeing like the other characters like Green Lantern, and they were saying, people on TikTok were saying that I guess he's under like, I guess in the comics the guy was like evil that is like over their team right now, because you see like green and black and white on his suit, and they were in like a some type of this building. I forgot the guy's name, but I think somebody's overseeing them. It like you said, it feels like the world is against him, so it almost makes me feel like this isn't his world. Like maybe we're in the midst of some adventure that it kind of just throws us in. It's, I don't know. It's such a weird
And
perspective.
again, yeah, and you got like glimpses of Hot Girl, which is cool. And Chad helped me again with the dude's fucking name,
Mr.
Mister.
Terrific.
Yeah,
The only way I can like remember is I just want to say Mr.
I
So I
almost
just
said
have to like
Mister. I
drag it
almost, I
on.
almost said Mister Fantastic.
Close enough.
He's supposed to be like one of the smartest people in the DC comics universe type thing. So
Well, Tyler, he put me on to this deal, but you can get All Star Superman on a trade paperback for $9 on Amazon. So I got that and Batman Hush, which I've never read. So
ooh, Hush, man, you never read Hush? Damn, son.
mm,
Mm.
yeah,
I do need to get some more Superman lore.
Um, the Doomsday versus Superman's classic, like I said earlier. I've been reading just like what are they called? Action comics. So it's kind of just like from the beginning of Superman all the way up until like the newest runs. It's pretty good. All Star is really good. That's one that I hear a lot that people talk about. Shit. I'm just now diving into like the comics for the original, not original, I should say, Christopher Reeves Superman. So I'm diving into his comics that introduces Brainiac. I've leaned more into, because I've always been like a Batman guy, like hard Batman guy. So I'm leaning more into Superman to kind of love that character more and to kind of jump into his world more. So, and I've been enjoying it so far.
I feel like David Cornsweet, with like him being the new Superman, I feel like he's gonna do a really good job. And it seems like Nicholas Hoult as well as Lex Luthor
Hmm.
is gonna be good. I mean, I just feel like something would have to be just like go crazy awry for it to like not at least be good. Because I've seen the fucking Zack Snyder fan discourse talking about how, I saw this tweet. I put it on my Twitter, and it was somebody made the comment like, we used to have it all. And it was 4 screen caps of, I don't even fucking know, Man of Steel or something. But it's like, again, like you turn down the saturation and you turn down the brightness, and they're like, we used to have it all. I'm like, dude, that's not even Superman though. And it's not like, I mean, you can say what you want. I mean, some people really do feel like Henry Cavill was a good Superman. I can't really comment on it just because I didn't subject myself to watching those fucking movies because I just did not enjoy them. Like Batman versus Superman was the biggest fucking slog, and I just hate fucking Zack Snyder's visual directing of Superman. Whenever Superman in many I just a lot of people, I've seen this too, where people don't like when people interpret Superman, like, or like comic book writers or like directors, they interpret Superman just as like a god and not just like an alien who happened to grow up on Earth and was, basically just raised as a human and not like as some higher than thou Kryptonian. And he just happened to visit Earth. He grew up on Earth, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I completely
That's the
agree.
whole fucking thing, is like there is all that like typical imagery in like Man of Steel, and like
Yeah.
I think there was even some in Batman v Superman. So I don't know. Tire takes. Like I'm ready for this comic book oriented take. We're getting the fucking trunks.
Hmm.
We're getting like some actual fucking colors. We're getting fucking crypto. We are getting crypto. And we're getting all these like characters that have never gotten like a fair shake, which that's the only thing that I feel like, just as long as we remember whose movie this is, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time with these other characters, even though I'm excited to see Hawk Girl, because that's fucking sick. But I mean, I
That
don't know.
that
We'll have to
worries
see.
me as well.
Yeah.
Because he said like from the statements he put out, James Gunn, he was saying they are supporting characters, so they're going to be throughout that movie. And it does worry me that we're going to spend too much time on them and not on Superman. And to go to the Zack Snyder side of it, I get people like him, and I liked his look for Superman. Okay, I didn't really like his suit that much because it's just like there's too much going on. Okay, I get it. You're trying to make it look like a different world type thing, but from what I've read, like Superman wise, I've watched Superman for years since I was little to now. So people saying that we had it all with him, I feel like you might like that version of him, but through all like the media that you have of Superman, he's cheery, he's bright colored, he's there for hope. I know it's a the perfect superhero. It's essentially what he is. I mean, he is the first superhero. He's essentially everything that like all superheroes inspire to be. So looking at Zack Snyder's Superman, it's very bleak. The world is very bleak. It's not. It's not. I don't really look back at those movies and like give. It doesn't give a hope factor, even though they try to portray that in the movies, because it just feels sad all the time. It feels constantly sad. It feels like Superman's constantly sad, and it, I don't know. It just feels very not Superman. Now,
Well, that's real and gritty.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, why do you want? That's the thing that bugs me the most about those movies. I get that's the Batman movies are like that as well. They want to be as grounded as possible, as realistic as possible, because he's a detective and he's just a man in a suit. I like that aspect. Don't get me wrong. I love the gritty comics of Batman. I love down and gritty on the streets, fucking people up. But I also like the fantasy style of him, where he is a man, but he's fighting fucking Clayface and Killer Croc and all that like weird shit. But finally seeing Superman kind of getting back to the traditional bright colors, looks like he jumped off the fucking comics, and he's really affecting the world in a good way, kind of. Not in the trailer, it didn't really give off like they're accepting him that well, but the little boy and whatnot. But then you look at Zack Snyder's and you said like portrayed like a god. Like there's a statue of him. Everybody's kind of like just
There was a scene where there was a child and a woman, I believe, on top of a building in like the middle of
yep,
like a hurricane or something like that. And he is quite literally like
floating
descending
there.
down from like the heavens, and there's like God rays behind them.
Yep.
And it's like that's not necessarily not Superman. It's just the way that you're portraying him. It's the direction behind it is what makes it just so off-putting, because Superman is like he's just like one of the bros, which he's obviously, like you said, like he's the epitome of a hero, but he's not just a Kryptonian, he is like a human.
Yep. He wants to save everybody. He doesn't want to be looked at as a god. He wants to be just accepted and then just save people, just protect.
It's going to be interesting to see where Superman, his public image, from where it really starts off at whatever point in the film. I'm not sure if it's going to just get straight into it in the beginning, but it's going to be interesting to see the difference from where we start to where we end off. What did he do to get everybody to get on his side, or is it still going to be kind of split by the end, or still some naysayers?
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. It was
The movie
funny.
has so much on it though that I'm scared if it doesn't do well.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters and there's a lot of like stakes, it seems like right now, with like you got like the orb that was in the back. That's a big thing. You had the monster, which I feel like that's going to be the beginning of the movie, is that monster like wreaking havoc on Metropolis. They're going to kind of use that as like there's another day in Metropolis, and it's kind of going to go straight into the story with him maybe defeating a monster or something like that. It just feels like that would be a good way to start it off, and then he goes to the day of the planet after. I don't know, but I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Batman. I've been seeing a rumor around for an actor that looks really good. I don't think I've sent it to the talk yet, or to Discord yet. But if they do that, it would look pretty cool for a Brave and Bold Batman. But I'm excited, and I'm also worried just because James Gunn said, and this might be a misquote. It was on Twitter, but he was saying that if Superman doesn't do good, that could just be like the end of it. They're not just going to keep making movies if it's going to flop, which is a good sign, because if they hit a wall with this, they can either, keep producing what they already have probably in the tunnel of like production of how far it is, and they can also kind of just like step back and be like, all right, what did we do wrong, and how can we improve the projects that are going on so we don't repeat this step. DC hasn't had the best luck, but they do have like a few good things, like mostly animated or the good side of DC. So
But just the pure vibe that you can get from this trailer, I mean, imagine it. Imagine it playing in a theater, the trailer. Just
yeah,
the fucking trailer with that score rising, and you're getting from James Gunn, director of the Guardians of the Galaxies, and you're just getting all this iconic imagery, and it's just like crescendoing, and it's just like look up, and it's fucking Superman.
yeah.
Like, how could it, like, it would have to, again, it would have to be something absolutely insane for it to just, one flop, or two just be like absolutely critically panned. So
I
it's
have
gonna be
high,
an interesting.
high
Yeah.
hopes. So I mean, he did Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's pretty good. So I mean, I got hopes that he knows what he's doing.
it's interesting because I mean he has had these films in like the way of like superhero films where it's these like misfit characters that are coming together. You had the Guardians of the Galaxies and like the Suicide Squad from 2021, I believe. So you're getting a completely different look. You're getting a single character, barring the supporting characters, and you're not getting someone that, I mean, it's just going to be hard to capture, I feel like, what really pure Superman would be. Like, he's going to have to, because I don't know, can Superman just like bust out some like, it's not like he can bust out some like Star Lord like wisecracks, or he can't be dropping like, you know, F bombs like it's the Suicide Squad
Mm.
or something like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what route he takes.